Greetings YouTube, Skill Incarnate bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Welcome back as we look at another indie game. This time we're looking at Undungeon by my friends at TinyBuild. Undungeon is a Diablo-like RPG with fast-paced combat and some light exploration and survival elements. Now, normally I would give you a bit of a rundown of the game's story and premise. This game's story has a complexity level that would put Dark Souls to shame. However, the opening really did a good job of sucking me in. We're going to play the first part of Undungeon, and as always, I'm going to let you know what I think. Let's have a look at Undungeon. Undungeon handles its difficulty a little bit different to other RPG games. What happens in Undungeon is that enemies get a damage boost after hitting you for the first time. For example, if 3 enemies are attacking, the first enemy hits you for a certain amount of damage, but enemies 2 and 3 will get a damage boost based on the difficulty. Now, I've been playing on the original difficulty. This still gives enemies a 100% damage buff, and it means that you can be killed in seconds if you're not careful.
Strange, isn't it? From childhood, we have been told that the universe is endless. It was said that there are millions of worlds out there, and that none of them can be reached. They said that they were thousands of light years away from us. But what if this is not the whole truth? What if we live in a multiverse where a thin membrane separates worlds from each other, and this membrane is not as strong as it seems? 7 worlds, 7 variations of Earth were instantly merged. Those few who survived called this cataclysm the Shift.
We begin the game in the Void dimension, having been freshly created by the Guardian of the Void. We don't know why we're here, so we're going to go and find out. The space is dark and silent. A voice resounds in your head, breaking this silence, each word like a supersonic cannon shot. I made you. I created you. Who are you? I am nothingness just like you. They call us the Void. You and I are one, but you have a purpose. You can leave this place and meet with them, the envoys of the other dimensions in the center of creation. How did you create me? I made you from parts, from anything that reaches me from their worlds. Follow the thread. It will bring you to the root of all creation, the city of all dimensions, the city of Arcaban. Collect the seals of the 6 heralds and bring them back. We have many realms, we have essence. They want our essence because we have so much. Let us give their realms, let them give us their realms so we can have many realms as well. Go and collect the seals of the 6 dimensions. Here we have to give an answer on what sort of being we are. We have a choice of I am death, I am destruction, I'm a truth seeker, I am a creation of my maker. We will learn the nature of reality together. Or I am nobody. I'm going to go with this. You have their mind, but you and I are one. I made you similar to them, so you don't know everything that I know. I will tell you their words. What is essence? The essence of creation, the fuel and fabric, the matter and energy. It can become anything or turn into nothing. Dissolve and go beyond the bounds of being and observation. Now, this game is very exposition heavy. At the borders of our dimension, all things become ash. Ash becomes essence, essence becomes nothingness, but the words of reason give it new forms. That's how they create their world and how I made your vessel. Why don't we have any realms? We have realms after your return. We will have many realms. We can only absorb realms. We cannot create them, but they can. Each dimension possesses something and we eat the crumbs from their table. Why do we need the 6 seals? They bound their realms to the root of creation. They sealed the realms off from other dimensions. They call all other dimension mirrors false dimensions. All essence is not ours. It belongs to them, but they want more. They want to create more realms, but will give birth to more living beings so new sentients can receive vessels in their dimensions and go on and create more realms. Oh man, there's a lot of exposition in this game. This feels different to every other TinyBuild game I've played. A lot of their games are very minimalistic. In the dimensions of the 6 gods, as they call themselves, the 6 heralds hold their seals. Seals that open the path to the realms of the 6 dimensions. Okay. I'm going to try and skip a little bit past this because this game is very, very heavy on the storytelling. It's not too bad. It is interesting, but I think there might have been a more expedient way to tell all of this. How do they say it in film? Show, not tell. Okay, we've got a communicator. And that's one of the interesting things about this game. I can't really place the timing of the game. You can get enemies with high-tech weapons or people rolling with swords. Thankfully, they all fall before the might of Void. So now we have a shield. And we can now traverse dimensions. This game has some beautiful pixel art. One of the things that TinyBuild are renowned for is their artwork. And this game is no exception to that. Herald, my greetings, I am Vindicus. By sheer coincidence, I became the guardian of this hub, and I am obliged to help you. The fate of the universe hangs in the balance. I apologise, where are my manners? You probably want to have a look around, so we will go and have a look around. I'm going to try and rush through a little bit of the story in this game. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of why we're here. I do think that this game is so different to other TinyBuild games. They're trying to tell the story here, but it's a lot to take in. Did you get a good look around? What happened to Arcaban? Arcaban once stood on this spot. More precisely, the cosmically massive core of creation stood on this spot, and the 6 districts of Arcaban surrounded it. I keep saying Azkaban. Got Harry Potter on the brain. When you were on your way to the Council of Heralds, there were a few who knew of this, but it seems one of them did not want you to make it there. There was a coup in Arcaban, and someone used Marduk's personal weapon to sever your thread from the core of creation, plunging the void dimension into the abyss and spilling its essence to the center of creation. That's a mouthful. It only just happened that your core is here, and the core of creation fell into the abyss along with your dimension, and Arcaban fell too. Of course, anything and everything else. Everything is sliding into the abyss through this hub Dharma created. Slowly, gradually through the eye of the needle. The core of creation is falling into the abyss and dragging every layer of the universe along with it. We can't stop it. The core is already past the event horizon, but we can temporarily raise it above the abyss and gather mass from a few divine cores. This should be enough for us to create a new reality. You, me, the Keeper. These few immortals who have not yet fallen into the abyss along with the core of creation. No one knows how much time we have left. Go to the central pier. The Keeper has everything ready. The pier will take you to the Q dimension. What is left of it after its time in the abyss. It is a world of arid deserts, hot during the day and cold at night. Okay, we must activate all 7 gravitational piers, which will transfer some mass to the hub and unlock a pathway to the Divine Palace. And this dimension's god is called Mota. He used to go by a different name. Okay. He was a god of thunder or lightning. Okay, so we've got a kind of a Nordic god of lightning. You're not prepared. It is incredibly difficult for me to raise your core from the abyss. Okay. Vindicus didn't explain that to you. It's not Arcaban Herald. Refresh your memory and your skills. Okay, let's go and do a little bit of training. If I were you, I wouldn't listen to what the Keeper thinks of me. She sleeps all the time, but she calls me lazy. Well, she doesn't have much of a choice when she's stuck inside a wall. Okay, let's get into some training. I already have a little bit of experience in this game. So we can dash, we can attack, we can also block. And consumables in this game are a little bit interesting because we don't just directly use them, we actually hurl them and then we have to smash them in order to get the benefits. So I can throw a consumable in this direction and then I have to smash it to actually get the effect of the consumable. This is a healing potion that will heal me over time. There we go. And we also have to worry about things like weapons. So we've got some mechanical claws. We can upgrade with different types of weapons, including punching weapons, stabbing weapons, all that good stuff. We can also do a power attack, like this, but it will use our energy. We do have an energy meter, which we need to be careful of. And we also have to worry about our items breaking in the field. Luckily, weapons are pretty easy to find. And we can also find the buff items that can increase our damage and our speed. And all we have to do is take this guy out. Which is pretty easy. Now, the decreation skill is very powerful, but it also destroys anything the enemy is carrying, so I try not to use it too often. So onwards. So now we've completed our training, we can now head to the Q dimension and begin the game proper. For our first mission in the Q dimension, we need to help some of the local hunters who are fighting these guys called the Vinegroons. They're a race of scorpions. They've taken over most of the area and they've been riled up by the shifting of the dimensions. They've come out from under the ground and they're crushing most of the surface dwellers under their sheer numbers. Now, the hunters have been trying to stop these guys, but they're just simply too many for them to fight. Our goal is to try and rescue some of the local hunters who have been trapped by the Vinegroons. In return, they will give us a location of the first core on this planet. That being said, it's not going to be an easy fight. Most of the vinegaroons will use poison attacks. Thankfully, my character is pretty mobile, and that's one of the things I really like about this game. Is compared to other titles like Diablo, you can dash, you can run, you can attack pretty quickly. Your attacks have real weight, and you do a fair bit of damage too. Now, I don't have a lot of gear here, unfortunately. I do have a little bit of healing, and we can search these Pandora seed trees to get Pandora seeds, which are basically a healing potion for us. Now, our character does have a passive healing ability, so as long as we stay out of battle for a while, he will heal over time. And because of the relative rarity of healing items, we will need to try and avoid using them as much as possible, saving them for the more difficult armoured vinegaroons and the ones that can spit acid. As you can see, these guys have been whittling down my health because I was careless enough to use up all of my stamina, not allowing me to block. Luckily, they're easy prey when they're in small groups like this, and even easier when their friends get in the way and take the hits that are meant for me. Now, I could have hit these guys with ranged attacks, but I'm going to try and avoid using my better weapons, saving them for the more nasty enemies. We found a hidden crate here too. This will give us some weapons, hopefully. Just some cash. Won't say no to that though. We're looking for additional healing items, anything that's going to give us a little bit of an edge. Help us last a bit longer against these guys. Now, the vinegaroons can duck underground. This guy actually attacked me from underground then. He did a fair bit of damage. And you can see when they have a star above their head, that means that they've gotten a hit on me, and their next hit will give them a damage bonus. Later on, we'll be able to remove that buff, but that just means we need to target the enemies that have hit us successfully and kill them so that they can't hit us again. If you get a big armoured enemy that gets a few hits on you, he can, with a full damage multiplier, he can one-shot you. Okay, I think we've cleared the area out, but now we need to go and... Before we do though, I'm going to level up. Oh, nice. So I can't use that yet. I should have upgraded one of the other areas, giving me the option to use an attack rune. That's okay. We do a fair bit of damage. We're actually a pretty powerful character. These guys are pretty easy prey. Right up until you have to start defending other characters. Escort missions, as you know, are always a pain. Because these guys don't have any concept of self-preservation. You see two beings. One takes a step in your direction, covering their partner. Dark scarlet patches on the being's red robe shimmer in the sun. Blood. Will wave back. You're not an enemy. Thank the gods. The mask makes it hard to tell how the being feels, but he seems glad. You look like a herald. You have a call. Yep. And I'm going to lead you guys out of here. Or we're going to die trying. Now, these guys are no slouches. They're not too bad in a fight, but they will die very quickly if we don't help them out. We have an armoured enemy here. He's nearly dead. And we just let our friends just pepper him with bullets. Oh, he got a hit on me then. Got him. And you can see why I saved my ranged weapon for that guy. Our friends seem to be holding up pretty well. I haven't taken any damage yet. I've been tanking most of the hits. We're going to go a little bit further to go. Look at these guys, they're no slouch. They're pretty handy with the old shooter. We're going to try and keep them in relative safety. Oh, they have the ability to heal themselves. That's going to be handy. Nice, and we just made it through the first encounter. I think we have these guys. We're home free. A way out of this hell. Thank you, Harold. We can get to the camp on our own from here. We will never forget your kindness. We put a lot of stock in good deeds. You will always be welcome among us. My home is your home. You know where to find a camp? Ian will be glad to see you. All of Madzenta will know of you soon enough. So we've got some positive karma, and we're now off to rescue the second group of hunters and speak to the hunter's leader, Aaron. We've just reached the second location where we need to rescue the last group of hunters. If we can get these guys out safely, then the hunter's leader, Aaron, will give us a location of the next call. It's going to be a pretty nasty fight though, so I have been conserving all of my healing items. I've got 5 healing items. Hopefully that'll be enough to see us through. And we should hopefully be able to find some more along the way. But I've got a read on these guys now. And he says that right after getting hit. And another rune, nice. Might be worth seeing if that's better than... Okay, so we've got... What I can do now is upgrade and unlock this slot here, which will let me add a attack rune. They're both the same. And that's giving us a flat increase to our damage. 3% is nothing to sneeze at. The more level ups we get, the more runes we'll obviously be able to equip. More importantly though, I want some ranged attacks. Throwing knives, all that good stuff. Ooh, a health rune. Nice, so that's actually given us a big boost to our health. Definitely going to help us in the next few battles. Although I'm not much of a defensive player, I've mainly been going on the attack. Once I unlock some additional gear, I'll be able to customize my character a little bit more. So we need to watch out here. We're getting mobs pretty hard. And we've got some enemies that got a hit on me, so they've got a damage boost as well. Come on, man, I'm a Dark Souls player. You're gonna have to try harder than that. You can destroy these eggs too, which will unleash these little scorpions, but also give us some nice materials we can get. I was hoping for another Pandora seed tree. Could really use some additional healing supplies. Now, one of the cool things with the game too is enemies do telegraph their moves. You can see a little skull icon, which is when an enemy's about to attack. And for some of the smaller enemies, you can actually interrupt that by hitting them. Another rune. Max damage increase, I'll take that. Nice. So now, once you get a couple of runes, your character really starts to... The runes do give you huge buffs to your damage and your health as well. I mean, having a 3% upgrade for your damage is a pretty big boost. Now, I'm pretty mobile as well, and that's really the key thing in this game is using the dodge. I don't use the block as much as I should. And it really is a free... I don't know how long it lasts, whether it fades out over time, but it does give you an automatic nullification of one hit from an enemy. And fighting the big armored enemies, especially when they've got a damage bonus against you, probably going to want to use that shield a little bit more. Fingers crossed. Damn it. There's a little bit of RNG involved with these boxes. Some of the times you'll get some really high-end gear, like a brand new armor and weapons, and then other times you'll just get rubbish. Okay, so the hunters must be down south here. It's the only place we haven't explored yet. Okay, we've got some needles as well. So we've got some ranged weapons now. I can throw some ranged needles. Another 2 hunters. Ayn sent me. Okay. And, oh, we have a gift. More Pandora fruit, very useful. What I might do is I grabbed some supplies to give the hunters to help increase their health. And we'll give them some supplies as well. Nice, so that should hopefully buff them enough to get them out of here. The second group of hunters are in a more dangerous area, so the fight's going to be even harder than the last one. Although we got out relatively unscathed last time. Okay, I need to get that shield up again. Okay, my boys are under attack. We gotta get in there. Damn it, I'm out of stamina. I've got to try and keep them off the hunters. I'm going to have to take a few hits here. I've got no choice. They're going to die. Oh, without my help, they would have definitely died then. Okay, we made it. So hopefully these guys are going to heal. There we go, they're starting to heal over time. We just chill out and wait for a bit. The goal is to try and get them out alive. If I can get out all 4 of them, I will get a nice healthy bonus from that. Everything in the game is measured in karma. These guys are really nasty, so I'm actually going to let the hunters do the work here. Got some nasty attacks. So that was an armored vinegaroon. They do huge damage. And with a full a full damage bonus, they will kill me in 1 or 2 hits. Thankfully, their ranged attacks are pretty ordinary and easy to dodge, so I just let the hunters do their thing. Now, it seems like they've run out of ammo, so he's trying to go in close range. Oh, damn it, they self-destruct. Okay, we made it out alive. That's the second group of hunters rescued. We can go back to Aaron. Nice. So now we've completed the hunter quest, we can head back to the global map and head back to Ayan and inform him that the group of hunters made it out alive, and he should hopefully give us a nice reward. So here is our friend. I want to talk about your people. I saved all your hunters. You did a good job indeed. They are here, not unharmed, but still alive, which is more than I could have hoped for. I am in your debt. Very nice. So we got some karma, we got some runes, and we've got some healing supplies. What can an old hunter teach a herald? But I can see you're serious. There's no point in teaching you to hunt or about the habits of animals. You don't need to know how to orient yourself in this terrain. What about dissecting animals? Something tells me I will have a use for this. Besides, there's nothing too hard about it. Every type of creature needs a unique approach. Okay, nice. He pulls out a vinegar corpse and starts cutting it up, giving you detailed instructions. As you can see, I can always extract the organs in perfect condition. If you have more than what you know how to do with, I'll be glad to buy them. Very nice. Let's see what he can sell us. Oh, he has a very nice selection of goodies. I'm thinking knives are probably what I'm after. We'll buy some knives. Did I buy those? And we'll give him some hearts in exchange. There we go. Nice. So now we've got some ranged weapons, which are needles, throwing knives. Let's see what he wants next. We are nomads, and long ago we were 3 great people, 3 tribes, Youll, Madzenta and Cyan. The Youll became bandits, who deserved to be treated no better than wild dogs. The Madzenta and the Cyan wear red and blue robes, 2 civilized tribes, of the red one adhering to primitive ways and the blue to modern ways. The Cyan wear blue robes. Okay, yeah, interesting. Don't you see the difference? We were created by our God's primordial technology, and anything we and our ancestors create is used by mortal technology. Okay. So now we have a choice to... Now we have a quest to activate the call. We've helped the village, and I think we'll leave it here. This game is a fantastic Diablo-like RPG, has excellent controls, really pretty pixel art, and I've really been enjoying it. It feels a lot different to the other games that TinyBuild have done, in that it's very heavy in exposition. There's a lot of story to the game, and some people may be put off by that, people who just want to jump in and start playing. Not a lot of action in this, but it definitely, once you get past the opening section of the game, things start to get a lot more. There's a lot more combat, a lot more RPG to enjoy. But yeah, go and check this out if you're a fan of games like Baldur's Gate or Diablo. If you're wanting an action RPG with a little bit of old school pixel art, this one will definitely scratch that itch. Really been enjoying this one. Thanks to TinyBuild, and hopefully you'll join me next time when we look at another indie game. Until then, Skill Incarnate out.